thanks for joining us on Valley Spotlight, and thanks for having us, Nate.
This is Nate.
Anytime.
From Noodlefun, which is right on the square here in Warren, opposite your other restaurant.
Correct.
Weston, Maine.
Weston, Maine, which we've been to.
Caddy Corner right across the street.
But this is the shiny new toy, isn't it?
This is the passion project, I guess, is what I like to call it.
Are you surprised? Because you did what, like a ramen noodle night over there once?
Yeah, every Tuesday for about a year and a half, we did ramen noodles over there. We got a good response. But over there, I could only make enough to do 50 a day. And at the beginning, that was fine.
We were selling out.
But then you started selling out by 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And now you thought, well, I'll just start a whole new ramen restaurant.
Yeah, this has been in the back of my mind for a long time. I was actually in the Tribune in 2012 making ramen for Andy Gray. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. And now this labor of love has come to fruition.
You have opened an entire restaurant dedicated to the Asian fusion foods and a type of food that Michael has never even tried. He's never had ramen in all of his life.
I've never had ramen. I've never even had the hankering for ramen until today.
Now you open a
I love
restaurant.
Asian food. I love Chinese food.
Yep.
I like Japanese food. I like Korean food. I'm having a dumpling right now, a pot sticker.
You're having gyoza, as they call it.
It's a gyoza?
Gyoza.
That's what I thought.
Spell that, Michael.
Gyoza.
Z-A. But that was,
So
pretty good.
close.
Thank you.
So close.
You might as well tell people what else we
Right.
have here
This
while
is
we're
some.
here.
I want to. Can we start with this
Yeah,
one?
absolutely.
Is that okay?
Okonomiyaki. So that is a traditional Japanese street food. It is a cabbage pancake that's made with rice flour, and it's topped with a piece of pork belly. There's some pickled ginger, some carrots, Kewpie mayo, which is a Japanese version of mayonnaise. It's a little sweeter, a little higher in the egg content. It's got scallions on top, and then I'm probably one of the only guys in the area that's shaving fresh bonito flakes, which is a smoked dried fish.
Oh, I guarantee you're the only guy in the area.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And don't let it turn you off. It is a great umami bomb right on top of that pancake.
Sabina's
Okay.
sitting off camera right now, and she's going.
just taking it in.
She's
Taking
like
it in.
going like
You can
this
have the
to
whole
Mom.
trash.
Chicken, I know this. Chicken
Yeah,
strips.
that's fried chicken. The Japanese call it karaage, and it is fried chicken that's gluten-free. So it's got a potato and rice flour starch on there, a little togarashi Japanese chili. Moving over there, we got harumaki, which is spring roll.
Okay.
Vegetable spring roll. And then the two types of gyoza we have here. You bit into the pork.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Okay.
And we also have, for the vegetarians, we have an edamame.
Oh my goodness.
I would
That's
ask you
great.
what the response has been, but it's overwhelming, isn't it?
It's been a lot. So we've had 5 days of service and about 1,400 people, and no takeout, all dine in. So people come in and it's a really fast process. I mean, the noodles take 2 minutes to cook. Most of the orders into the kitchen are out in about 7 minutes.
Talk to me about the sauces real quick.
All right, so this is a house-made gyoza sauce that we make. It is a combination of soy sauce, a little black vinegar, a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of mirin, some secret stuff. We steep it with some dried mushrooms to give it a little extra umami flavor to it. And then we serve the spring rolls with a plum sauce.
That's what I just had? Or
That's
with the chicken?
yeah, you just had it on the chicken too.
Okay, very
we
good.
dipped it
This is
into the
amazing.
chicken. A lot of people will just put lemon on the chicken though. That's the traditional topping. Just the fried chicken, a little squeeze of lemon.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, but I like to dip in the plum sauce too.
I have to admit,
And
Nate,
then-
we're so proud of you.
On the okonomiyaki pancake, there's a sauce called bulldog sauce, or katsu sauce,
Yeah.
which is a little thicker soy sauce. It's got a little ketchup and a little Worcestershire mixed in.
Awesome. All right, we're going to give you the whole tour of the place as we go along today. He'll be back in a little while, and we're going to try some ramen noodles
They're gonna
later
slurp.
on.
First
The
time.
slurp way. Finally going to
But first, this is
Yeah.
a story that comes just around the corner, and in your alma maters, you guys were like,
We're big rivals,
Kennedy
but it's
guy.
okay,
that's all
We
right.
can still shout out to the Tigers.
Well, I didn't know if you knew, and I didn't know, the Howland Tiger mascot never had a name. So they had a naming
that.
contest, but the people on the school board didn't do it, the community didn't do it, they did it with the kids in the school. So here's the tale about the tiger.
There were flyers all over the school for the contest, and then my English teacher, Miss Doan, she decided to have us all write the essay.
Normally kids hate to write essays, but Natalie Brom is no normal kid.
I was really excited to start writing because I had so many ideas for it, and I just really wanted to do it.
The assignment, a different one. Come up with the name for the Howland Tiger mascot and write about it in the form of a children's book.
I really like the thought of having our mascot named, and I never thought that we would have a mascot that I could name, so it kind of I got a lot of ideas because I was excited to name our mascot.
That's when Natalie heard the tale of Don Smokey Cunningham, a Howland graduate from way back and the Tigers' biggest fan for decades.
Smokey was already the mascot for Howland schools. We were very excited about the fact that no matter where you were in our district, somehow he showed up. And then next thing you know, you see him at an activity after school where he was the biggest fan. He had this sweater that had a big horn on it and then a big H, and he would be cheering every single game and never missed a single one. So he was an inspiration to all of us on so many occasions.
Smokey passed away in 1986, but Natalie loved his story and decided to weave him into her children's tale about a big Howland fan rushing into a fire to save people only to become trapped.
And he got burnt by a flame and he was inhaling a lot of smoke. And then a tiger came in and saved him, and once he got out, then the gentleman in my story named the tiger Smokey because he saved him from the smoke.
Natalie liked her work and thought it had a chance to win the contest, but still couldn't believe it when she was named one of the finalists.
I started freaking out because they said that I was one of the finalists and I didn't think that would happen.
The winner would be announced at a school event, and that's when Natalie found out her story was the winner.
I was sitting in the bleachers at the high school and they were calling all the finalist names and I didn't hear my name, and then they started reading my story and they called my name and I won.
And?
I got a card and I got a picture with Smokey the Tiger. I was crying.
You were?
Yeah.
Like a happy cry?
Yeah.
She did a phenomenal job, and the letter that she wrote and the history and the information on how she amalgamated everything and put it all together, I could not believe. So I was very excited about the opportunity to be able to read it and then know that she got the recommendations from everyone else to be able to say, hey, this is the one that's the winner.
My English teachers in the middle school are all proud of me because I wrote a good story, and my friends are proud of me because they knew I could do it and they had faith in me, and my parents are proud of me and my siblings and all that stuff.
So now the tiger will be named Smokey forever. A longtime fan is honored, and this special 8th grade girl is responsible.
Smokey was Howland's biggest fan. Like, he was at every Howland game. He just loved Howland and everything. And I really wanted it to be Smokey because we could name our tiger after our biggest fan and keep the motivation going for our school.
And we'll still get the chills down my back, understanding where that all came from and understanding that we get the opportunity not only to live in the past of where we were, but in the future. And as we have in Howland schools, it's a proud past, which Smokey's 100% involved with, but she has helped us now have a roaring future with him as our mascot. And it's very exciting because he was always our mascot, period.
Is she not the nicest little girl?
Wow, good for her. And
Says
what a
she
tribute.
wants to be a cosmetologist. I'm trying to get her to write children's books, but so far cosmetology in 8th grade is for her.
That's all right. Nice job, Michael.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, two good friends of ours on the show, Wolfgang and Helga. Not only do they cook, but they're also huge fans, of course, their culture. And at the Tyler Historical Center in downtown Youngstown, there's a new exhibit dedicated to what it is that they know best about and is there because of their donations.
Yeah, so thanks to their generosity, we have this story right now from Sean Posey.
Hi, I'm here at the Tyler History Center. I'm talking with Bill Lawson, who is the Executive Director of the Mahoning Valley Historical Society. Bill, how did tonight's event, taking a look back at some German heritage in the Valley, how did all of this come together?
The primary players in this were the Wenglers, Wolfgang and Helga, and Jessica Trickett, who's our collections manager in charge of our exhibit programs. And we have the gallery set up for a community history gallery, which changes on a regular basis. And we have items from the Historical Society's collection that reflect on our German heritage and culture here in the Mahoning Valley. And of course the Wenglers have their own collection of items, and we brought all that together for this very special exhibit.
Helga and Wolfgang Wengler contacted us and said that they had this really amazing collection of German-American history that they have collected over the last several decades, being involved with the Manor Corps and Sangerfest and the just celebration of German American culture here in the Mahoning Valley. So we went and took a look at what they had and realized it was a gem of just representing the history and contributions of local German Americans. So we decided, we wanted to celebrate that with an exhibit here.
Well, I came to the United States in 1956. Following my wife, I know her already for 5 years in Germany. Then I had to travel all the way to America, and finally she said yes. It got to be a habit where if somebody moved out of town, like to Arizona or something, they called me up and said, Wolfgang, I got a box full of papers here. Would you like to have them? If not, I'm going to throw them in the trash. Well, from one box, it ended up to be 20 boxes, 30 boxes. Then I started to go through them.
You know, I come from Frankfurt, Germany. So we get dressed like this, we don't have any uniform or whatever, So, but in Bavaria, that's what they wear. They wear the dirndl, they have the lederhosen for the guys, and the jackets, the suits. And so when I joined the manicure, some of the ladies came with the dirndl, okay? And I go, oh my God, this is when we sing, we give a concert, you have to have a dirndl. And I says, oh my God. So I told my mom, I wrote her a letter. Didn't have a telephone. My mom didn't have a telephone then. That was 1957. 64. That's when I started the manicure. So anyway, so she came over to visit and she sent me that brown dirndl you see downstairs. That's my first dirndl, okay? Do you see how small that is? Not anymore. So anyway, so I wore the dirndl, and then Wolfgang, he says, yeah, when you have a dirndl, I want to have a lederhosen, So you got to send the lederhosen, because there was no internet or nothing where you can go buy stuff like that, okay? So you actually had to get it from Germany, So this is how I started with the clothes. We had a beautiful choir here, the singing, German singing, and you see all the pictures, the beautiful pictures. And then when you go way back, they were awesome people, the German people, starting in Youngstown to come that early,
I hope you enjoy the display, what we have in the back of us, and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Wolfgang.
Well, thank you to Sean, and the exhibit runs in downtown Youngstown through August.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So
Get out and see it.
Check out, and Helga's clothes. How about that?
All right, we're heading to the
like
test kitchen after this break. More from Valley Spotlight in Noodlefun in downtown Warren in just a minute.
At RC Compounding, their team of pharmacists specialize in erectile dysfunction therapies that don't have to cost an arm and a leg.
It's becoming more and more comfortable to talk about these things. And we're not doctors, but we're pharmacists. But you can call and talk to us, and we will tailor something to you. We will reach out to your doctor. We'll collaborate with you, collaborate with your doctor. We compound a specific drug for a specific patient.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
officially summer yet? It feels like it is.
It feels like
right?
it. I mean, we have flowers on the patio. I see people in short sleeves shirts.
It's really hot out there
Yes,
today.
it's pretty hot.
But
87, I think.
At Bistro 1907 and Pesto's Test Kitchen.
Yes.
We aren't necessarily cooking today. We're combining flavors, Chef Mark.
Yes.
So nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Lauren.
Happy June.
It is Happy June. You know, it's a great month. Kids are graduating from both college and high school and starting with new parts of their lives. It's like a rebirth.
And it's really a time for celebration, especially for the parents and the grandparents and the aunts and the uncles that have taken such care of making sure that their future is bright.
You have a baby and then 18 years old, you have this young adult that you're getting ready to push into either, college or into a skilled trade or whatever they choose to do.
Just right into the real world.
Yes, exactly.
So that is why we are celebrating in sort of a way where we're combining some of the flavors, especially for some of the summer wines, the lighter flavors. Not too heavy, right?
And you can still drink red wine in the summer, because I still do. But, I always like to start off with a crisp glass of white wine.
And I don't think I've ever asked you this. In all the years I've known you, what is your favorite white wine?
Champagne, without question. Outside of that, it'd be a white Burgundy from France, but champagne.
Oh, that's why you wanted Mike here, because Mike normally takes a saber and
but we'll just do it the old-fashioned way, so we don't hurt anybody, and just twist this open.
Don't worry.
And all champagne, again, has to come from Champagne. So this is an Italian sparkling wine. It's a Blanc de Blanc, made similarly to Champagne. So, and then we can drink this in several different glasses, okay? I like to go old school with these beautiful coupes. We get everything, of course, from John Miles at Steel Light International.
It really is lovely.
They are. They're just classic, they're old school, and I love them to death, and they come in lots of different styles. But if you like the coupe, so you can see the bubbles climbing up the top, not the coupe, but the flutes, you can do the flutes as well.
So
and I love the flutes as well.
That gives you that that
Tall
New
elegance.
Year's Eve type thing. But this reminds me of
This is a better control at like a wedding.
Okay. This reminds me of like the 1940s.
It does. Of a grander time.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And champagne is a great first thing with the bubbles, the acidity in it. It makes your palate just burst to life, and it's ready for what's next. Whether you're having cheese with it, which a brie would go very, very well with this right now. Fresh fruit, obviously. Women love strawberries and champagne. We sell a lot of it here in the restaurant, a lot for room service.
Yes.
So any kind of fruit and champagne goes really, really well. And then, of course, you have oysters, which is a great thing to have with champagne. Oysters, caviar, foie gras, those are all those real deal old school things that you deal on another dining level.
As you're describing that, I think I could eat all of those.
But I'm just going to taste a sip of this.
Okay.
You love those little bubbles in there.
They're so pretty and so dainty. It's not like you're looking at Diet Coke, you know what I mean?
And this is from our dear friends Robert and Jim, the Duquesa Leah brand.
So, wow.
Yeah, it's a Blanc de Blanc. It's light, it's dry, it's crisp. Yes. Leaves the palate relatively crisply. A little bit of acidity, a little bit of minerality in it, and you want that little minerality. And sometimes you'll get a little bit of a mushroom nose of, either that or you'll get a yeasty earthiness.
Like a bigger flavor.
Yes,
right.
But it goes perfect with the strawberry. So enjoy it with the strawberry. It's really, really, really good with oysters.
I wish we had some of those. I know Sabina does too. She loves those. Okay, so.
But again, you're having friends over. Go to your local wine shop, your favorite retailer for wine. Ask them if you want to get a French champagne, because French champagnes can go anywhere from $15 to $1,000 a bottle. So pick whatever your budget is. Be happy within your budget and enjoy it with friends.
I love it. All right, next one.
Next one. So I do, and I want to go with. I love rosé. And it's a great spring, early summer wine. And you can drink it all year round as well. So we're going to kind of move away from these glasses.
Scoop these babies down. And which glass am I going for?
You're going for the universal glass. We'll go with this universal glass.
This is considered a universal glass?
Universal glass, flat bottle. It's conical in the way it's formed, and you can use that for whites, reds, or even sparkling wines.
No wonder why you have so many of them here.
We have so many. Well, John Miles has so many. So anyways, I love starting the day. And you can get rosés from Italy, France, Spain. They're from all over the world, right here in the United States. So they're kind of universal, but they all pick up distinctive flavors depending on what they're made from. This is made from Pinot Noir, so it's actually Pinot Noir.
I did not know that.
Yes.
People go crazy for the rosé. It's like rosé all day is the new
crazy
like
for the
thing that they
rosé.
say. And they have
I
t-shirts
mean, you're
and
going to get
bags
some
and
flowers
stuff.
in this. You may get some rose petal in this. When you smell it, I mean, you smell the flowers, you smell the rose right on the nose.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
It smells like perfume.
It smells
I mean,
but not in like
too
grandma's
overly
closet
bright.
perfume.
No,
you know what I
it
mean?
smells good. Like a light freshness.
Yes. And this is really going to go well with the cheese such as Havarti, which is a softer,
Thank you.
young cheese, not real strong in its flavor, mild, creamy, pleasant.
So rosé and Havarti.
Mm-hmm. Havarti's just a pleasant cheese.
You're a pleasant guy talking about cheese. How cheesy is that?
That's awesome. Really great combination.
That's very good.
The slight acidity and the floral characteristics in this wine go really well with
Mark,
the cheese.
I could eat all the cheese on that whole plate.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be
I mean, my
honest.
favorite ones, they come from Provence in France.
Mm-hmm.
Those are where my favorite. And Spain, Italy, France, they make really good rosé. So pick one from one of those. Again, go to your favorite retailer. You know, Michael Alberini, if you're at his wine shop, go to his place. Michael's fond of rosés, and he can bring you down the path, as he would say.
Ooh, that's good. That's like you don't even need dessert.
You don't. It's perfect.
That's lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
And don't be afraid. This isn't like white Zinfandel. It's not sugary sweet whatsoever. So don't be afraid just because it's pink to drink it.
Right, and if you're a guy, you can drink it too because
Absolutely.
it's delightful. It
And
really
if somebody
is.
messes with you, thump them.
No truer words have ever been spoken on this show. And we've only had 3 sips. All right, so we're working down the line here.
Yes, are we continuing on?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
We'll just
Actually, we were going to start with the Pinot Grigio. I'm
okay.
sorry. Pinot Grigio, that one with the blue label right there.
Can I read?
Sure.
There we go. All right.
So Pinot Grigio, you know, it's very hugely popular in the United States, Italy. A lot of it's produced in Italy. A lot of it's produced in the United States. If I could have your glass, love.
Oh, sure. So many different things to talk through today.
Yes.
We'll take a short break right after this one. How does that sound?
And I poured you a little bit too much because I wasn't paying attention.
There's no such thing, Mark.
There is no such
It's been a long year.
There's
It's been a
no
long
rules.
year.
Now, you know, this is a great, simple, like, again, if you wanted to have a first wine after you've been outside in the hot or you're entertaining by the pool, a Pinot Grigio is a beautiful, light, crisp wine from Italy that, you know, it doesn't have a lot of alcohol, maybe around 12-13%, so you can have a couple glasses of this and not have to worry about, you know, being inhibited.
Does this one have more alcohol content in it, the rosé?
Slightly more.
Okay.
More.
All right.
Slightly more, but you can tell this is a very light, lean, crisp wine. Citrus notes, you're going to get some melon in there.
Wow. It's very bright.
Very bright.
It's very bright. Let's take a lovely break.
Okay.
And we'll be back with our final 2. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll be right back.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make.
Only A-to-Z.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoney Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
We have such a legacy, created such a legacy here in the Valley, and we're very well respected by numerous manufacturers in the industry. We're a leader in our industry, and I want to continue that. We want to continue that, and we want to take it to the next level. Whatever that level may be, we're ready for it.
So let yourself go to Duca. Let yourself go to Duca.
All right, we took a short break, and we're back. We were talking about our Pinot Grigio before we said we'll
And
take
just
a time out.
such a great summer wine, first glass of the night wine. It's dry, it's light, it's crisp. You know, you might get some honeysuckle notes, you might get some melon notes, some citrus notes in it. It's just light, friendly, easy, approachable, especially if you don't know much about wine. And then it goes great with a lot of different cheeses, but it goes really, really well with a cheese like cheddar.
I would never have.
Yeah,
I
it
would
goes really,
never
really
have
well with
noticed-
cheddar.
No, never.
You know, the richness and all that fat in that cheddar, it goes really well. And what it really goes well with, too, is feta, which you would never believe, but it goes great with feta. And what I want to say to the guests out there that are tasting wine and drinking, you also have some vegan options for cheese. You know, I know Ailey sells a lot of these cheeses out on Western Reserve Road, but these vegan cheeses have come a long way. Some of them you can make at home, but this is a vegan feta, and I want you to taste
it
it.
looks exactly the same.
It does. Well, not quite that crumbly texture, but it's close. And we use this to cook with quite a bit here at the restaurant, and I think it goes really, really well with this Pinot Grigio.
Ooh, I think I might like it better. It's creamier.
It's really, really good. We use this in our one rice noodle dish with the baby spinach and the Fresno chilies, and it really, really is a home run.
Wow.
Yes.
That's not dairy?
That's not dairy. Dairy-free.
You could have pulled me on that.
Isn't it? It really is what the vegan community has done, especially from the food aspect. They have done so many great things to bring, you know, vegans to where, you know, they just don't have to go out to eat and order, what vegetables do you have in the restaurant, or give me a plain baked potato. You know, we have vegan butter, we have vegan sour cream now. We have vegan just about everything. I mean, we do that great carrot cake that's vegan, gluten-free, and dairy-free.
I just didn't expect it to taste so good straight out of the package.
No, I didn't say it was going to be cheap, but you know, they do get their money for it. But just like anything, as time goes by, the price will come down. So I'm going to actually give up some of this and put it in here because I don't need much more of that. And then we are going to go now to like a Sauvignon Blanc, but this is an Italian Sauvignon. It's called Sauvignon. It's from a region of Italy called Friuli. You know, Roberto Bartolomucci, he took me there. It's a beautiful country. Again, a great starter wine. I think you're going to really, really enjoy it.
Well, you know me and Sauvignon Blanc.
And it's just really, it's got a little bit more fruit and not as sharp as the Sauvignon Blanc that can be grassy and grapefruity depending on where the Sauvignon Blancs are from.
All right.
So, but this is really, really, you can just smell that nose. It smells, when you've been to a place in the world, you can smell the countryside.
It smells like fresh air.
Yes.
It really does.
And this, believe it or not, goes really, really well with goat cheese.
No, really? Huh. I don't think I ever knew that either.
So that creaminess of the goat cheese, and you're going to bring up all that acid to cut right through it.
Oh, Mark.
Perfect.
Last but not least, we've got only a few seconds left. Let's get through.
Let's go to what would be one of the bigger wines you're going to drink all summer, whites. You know, this is a Chardonnay, and everybody loves Chardonnay.
Yeah, everybody seems to really like Chardonnay.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, they do.
Chardonnay, well, great marketing, number one. Chardonnay is what introduced California to the world as far as wine goes, from Chateau Montelena back in the day.
Wow.
They won a very prestigious wine competition featuring their Chardonnay. And so they broke down all the barriers between Europe and America.
Exploded.
Exactly, exploded. Right. So this wine, you know, this is going to be the bigger of all the wines. It's going to have a higher alcohol content. You can get into 14s, even 15% with these, depending on who. Like if you get an Orange Swift wine Chardonnay, he's going to be 15 and a half.
Wow.
So you want to be a little bit more careful after your third glass. You want to kind of put the brakes on.
And which cheese?
But these are medium to full bodied. I would do the Parmesan with this, and that's at the top.
So right here.
This needs a big cheese. It needs like the granddaddy of cheeses.
Not the granddaddy of cheeses.
To go with it.
It's craziness in Bistro today. Pesto Test Kitchen has never had more people watching and excited about you opening today. So cheers.
Cheers. And we're working on Oaxaca.
Oh yes. Boy, are we working on Oaxaca morning, noon, and night, it feels like.
We really are.
So, I promise. Mark, thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. And thank everybody. Please enjoy your summer wines.
Yeah.
Learn about it. A lot of my friends, all the restaurateurs seem to do wine tastings. You know, everybody up Avalon, Station Square does quite a few wine tastings. So check out all of your favorite restaurants and ask them if they're doing wine tastings. because they usually do wine tastings, and sometimes they actually have the winemaker with them.
Which is even better.
Yes, my dear friend Brian at Barrel 33 does a great job on his wine tastings as well.
Be careful with that one, that'll get you.
Look at you.
That'll get you.
So cheers.
Cheers.
To the summer full of wine.
Pets are part of the family, and at RC Compounding, their pharmacists make your pet a priority.
Pain management is a big one with animals, especially if they have cancer or like end of life. They're unable to take tablets or capsules, and we're able to customize it into a solution that an owner could administer pretty easily without, difficulty of having them swallow a tablet or capsule if they're not able to.
RC Compounding, we care about your health.
Valley Spotlight and Noodlefun in downtown Warren. I think the decor is just as good as the food.
I would say so too. You haven't even had any of the noodles yet.
Won't be long.
This is the Korean chicken, the fried chicken. It's amazing.
All right, you talk.
But a few years ago, you got a chance to meet Jeff at the Record Connection, and a few years later, they just celebrated National Record Day, and they made it through the pandemic. So I had a chance to catch up with him and find out how technology is changing within their industry.
Oh my goodness, Jeff Burke, the Record Connection. It's been years, Jeff. We haven't seen it on the show in 3 years?
Yep, 3+. I'm figuring.
I think you were one of our very first stories many moons ago, and as we all know, the world has changed since then. But your store, you guys are still here, and when you walk around, it's like a candy shop of music.
You hit the nail right on the head.
It really is a lovely spot. And last time, Mike and Ron had the honor of talking with you and catching up with you, and now it's my turn. So I have to ask the biggest question. The last 2 years have been really hard on everybody. The fact that the lights are still on, the doors are still open, and people are still needing you and wanting to come in here. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good, actually. And I'll give you a quick example. Record Store Day was really busy. And I had some health problems earlier in the year, so my window was kind of small this year getting Record Store Day going and getting everything done. And at one point during the day, I paused from the register and walked outside and just took a look around, and I was very proud, that everything was smooth and flowing, and people were just out there bustling, laughing, having fun, carrying on, buying records.
Enjoying what it is that you do here.
Yeah. So, it did make me feel really good that, we've been able to get through all this stuff.
I know.
All this hard stuff.
All this stuff.
Yeah,
all this
hard
really
stuff.
hard stuff. And, that's what today is all about for you. And when you walk in here, as somebody I'm pushing 40, when I think about records, I think about my parents. But to show the evolution of music in this store, I think is what the impact feels like when you first walk in. So take me through, for somebody like me who's never been here before, what you would want us to be, noticing or showing off or those kinds of things.
Well, we could go all the way back to the old days of 8 tracks and just LPs, but since then the CD came about, the cassette came about. So the big focus here, again, is on the record albums.
Vinyl.
We have the largest selection of record albums in this area, and I would say the store could rival a lot of bigger cities.
Yeah.
I would like to have more room, but I'm too old to start changing fixtures and relocating counters and bins and everything else. So we want people to really see that we have real nice selections here. We have all types of music. We have pre-owned, we have new, and hands down probably the nicest selection anywhere.
Nicest, absolutely. And to see some of the, of course you've got the Beach Boys, you've got America, you've got all of these older styles of music, and then I'm walking through here and I see Taylor Swift.
Of course.
And I see Nirvana, and I see all of the stuff that maybe didn't even come out on vinyl
when it was a big hit for me in my life. That's so cool. That tells you that the record is not going anywhere.
No, I don't believe it is. A lot of people ask me about, did you ever think this would happen again? And my answer is, well, records never really went away. You know, we continued to buy even in the lean times when select titles were being made, which, by the way, if you own an album from 93, 94, 95 and it's still sealed, it's worth a fortune. There just wasn't very many of those.
See, I was talking about the times when I was, you know, getting the cassette tapes and the CDs. You're right. We weren't buying anything on vinyl in those days. But the technology that is still the same when it comes to putting an album together, when it comes to playing it, it's changed a bit, right? I mean, there are different things that make it a little bit easier for people to, you know, have a Bluetooth connection and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
right?
the technology's gone right in step with the comeback of the record. The couple things we don't like are record players. We don't endorse the record players. You know, I had that when I was a kid.
Okay.
And we learned quickly that those were very harsh on the record. And every time you play your record, you're taking a little bit of its life away. So you want to have as good of equipment as you can afford. Otherwise,
what do you recommend now? Or else it just goes away, right? Like it just kind of keeps on scrubbing away at material.
If you're using a record player, the life is going to go away much quicker.
Okay.
So you need a turntable, and they're affordable now. They have good price points with the new turntables, and there's a lot of versatility how you can use a turntable. People think you can only have analog stereo components. You don't need to do that anymore. You could get powered speakers and plug the turntable right into that. You could plug it into your surround sound system on your television. You could use a sound bar and a subwoofer and get great sound. So there's a lot of options now. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not as tough as it used to be. We were stereo nuts back then. You know, as soon as we could afford it.
Right.
Yeah, you know, just look behind you at the speakers. You know, and I'm still kind of stereo nuts. You know, after my teen years. You know, my dad used to tell me, you know, to turn that darn thing down. You know, why do you need to listen to it so loud? It's when it sounds the best, Pop, you know, so.
Some things never change.
No, I still like to play it loud.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
We didn't make you turn it down for this
interview. Well, that's all right.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, yeah.
Crank it
After you
back
leave,
up.
I'll crank it back up, exactly, yeah.
Well, Jeff, it is such a pleasure to be here, and it is. I encourage anyone who's looking for something different, especially even with the kids, to show them the cassette players, to show them the CD, and then to show them the vinyl, and even just to do the cross comparison as to how it sounds. I think there's probably a huge difference, right?
Oh, yeah.
Does vinyl still sound the best?
Yes, yeah. That's your true fidelity. Your dynamics all come from that. You don't get the same thing on a CD.
And there you have it. Tell everybody exactly where we're located for the past 38 years.
The Record Connection is located at
39 years.
32 Youngstown Warren Road, Niles, Ohio. This is actually McKinley Heights, and we like to be known that we're in McKinley Heights, yeah. So, and it's actually 42 years total.
42 years.
39 here.
39 here.
Yeah, 42 altogether, and the store's been open 50, so.
Well, you keep doing what you do, and you are a gem, and we're lucky to have you here. Okay?
Oh, thank you very much, Lauren.
Thanks.
And thanks for coming out.
No problem. My pleasure. And a big thank you to Jeff. I really enjoyed that conversation and getting to know him a little bit better. But now from Noodle Fun, I'm going to send it back out to Mike and to Kelly, where don't we all dream about 3-car garages? I know I did.
Took it outside this time for another edition of Home Advantage with Kelly Warren, and I've enjoyed this so far. We've learned a lot of things, including this. Here, I'll show you right here. At this house, 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars. Room for 3 cars, a 3-car garage.
Yes.
Important, not important for some, for others?
I think it's a big plus for everybody.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a requirement. Some houses have no garage or 1-car garage. You know, you take what you can afford. But if you're able to do it, the 3rd-car garage is certainly a plus.
We were just talking about, and you can talk about your situation too, but I drive through neighborhoods and I see cars out, and then they have the garage open and it's just full of stuff. It's not, there's not even room for cars sometimes.
I said guilty.
That happens at your house, huh?
Yes. We have a 3-car garage. I park in it. The other is just stuff. And then I have teenagers, so I have 5 drivers in my house. There's cars everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a used car lot over there, for heaven's sakes. Yeah, so that's an important thing. Also important is we're in a relatively new neighborhood that's gone through some phases. Obviously, this house is pretty well established. We actually have trees that are grown. That's phase 1.
Yeah, we're actually, so neighborhoods actually do have phases, and this is still phase 1. It's still the growth phase.
Oh, okay.
So because new construction is still taking place, even though this is one of the homes that's been here for a few years, the neighborhood is still in its original growth phase. They're still putting new construction in. So if you're one of the original houses, some of the pros and cons, you have to be prepared that as development continues, you're going to hear construction noises. You're going to see cars driving in and out. It's still a work in progress, yes. But the big pro is it's going to continue to raise your value as the prices of the new homes go in and up.
I was going to ask you that. Do you want to be the first person in the neighborhood or one of the last people in the neighborhood? Or does it really matter?
You know, just like everything, inflation. So as time goes on, everything's going to cost more money. So if you wait to build, you're going to pay more for that new construction, but it's also going to be, 5, 10, 20 years newer than some of the original houses.
Yeah. So. When you see those signs, you drive by and it says houses starting from the 350s. Are they serious about that?
Serious-ish.
Okay.
You can buy a base house for that, yes. But then it's going to be builder-grade cabinets, builder-grade light fixtures, and they're going to show you this is the one that it comes with, but you have all these options. So I tell my clients when they're building, plan on 25% more time and 25% more money.
So it's not going to be under the 350s.
No.
It's going to be higher up. All right, very good. If people want to get a hold of you guys, let's do the website first and then the phone number if they would like to get a hold of your team.
KellySoldIt.com, that's the easy one, or you can call or text 330-717-2689.
And I encourage you to go on the website and see the pictures and the videos of the houses and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
That's what kind of sets them apart. All right, that's another edition of Home Advantage.
Heels is the low-cost living anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knolls, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and a Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and a Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
Salt Me is a company that produces products that are made out of Himalayan sea salt. I have a love affair with Himalayan sea salt. And as an ear, nose, and throat doctor, the most important thing for me is that the products are going to be effective and that they're going to be safe for patients. So I make products that help sinus conditions, and I make products that are going to be good for the skin and good for the body. And all of them are made of Himalayan sea salt.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight at Noodlefun in downtown Warren, right on the square. Boy, you know it's time to plant your vegetables. Some of you start from seeds. Some of you just go and buy them and put them in the ground. And that's what Lauren learned about with Carl and Angiuli's.
Well, the fans are blowing out here. The people are coming in droves
they're
to
coming.
see you, Carl.
Well, not see me, maybe my mother.
And your dad.
Yeah, he's back there watering his plants, singing, keeping things going.
He certainly does. We just heard it out of the corner of our ear as we were setting up this shot to talk about all the wonderful garden stuff. And we heard your dad singing, and I went back there. He said that's the secret.
That's the secret.
That's
how he gets all these plants to grow.
He said he goes out there when he waters at night and he sings to his plants.
Yes, he does. That's the truth. You hear him singing.
You really do. Old Italian songs. He doesn't know any in English, is what he told me.
Yes,
but it obviously is working.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about garden stuff.
You know, the weather's been great. It's garden time, you know. We're getting some sun, some rain. It's time to get that garden planted. You know, there's a lot of different things to think about with the garden. A lot of people like to get in there. A lot of people overplant their garden.
Okay.
And they try to jam too many things in there.
So
try
more is not more.
No, more is not more when it comes to garden, because your plants need room to grow. You need the room.
Makes sense.
Not, put as much as you can and then hope that it comes out.
A lot of people only have certain areas that they can do it. So you want it to be successful.
So pick up, 5 items that you want, not 10.
Do you hear that? Don't buy everything you want.
Everything.
Just buy half.
Half as much, and give it space in your garden, or make your garden bigger.
Exactly, make your garden bigger. And for some people who say, oh my gosh, I didn't start my seeds, I didn't get it rolling, we've got eggplant, we've got Hungarian peppers, we've got the super hot peppers, we've got spinach, we've got lettuce, you've got anise, you've got onions, we've got,
cucumber, melon.
The list never goes on.
Celery.
And then, we've already got pumpkins over here.
Pumpkins.
Oh, you have cantaloupe down there.
Yeah.
So if you didn't start from seed, coming out here and picking up these plants that are already doing incredibly well is like a step ahead of the game.
Yeah, it gives you're a way step ahead because that's half the battle is get that seed germinated. Well, that half the battle's gone. You come out here, grab your plants and put them in a garden and watch it grow.
Okay, so I've done all that. I've picked out my 5 things, which would be next to impossible. I've never heard you say that. Only pick out 5 things. And now I've got it in the ground, and I'm hoping and praying that it all works out. You have a couple more things that I would love for you to talk through.
So, things that we need to add to our garden. Your garden, the soil is the nutrients that feeds your plants, and you need to have certain things in that soil so this plant can thrive. And fertilizer's one. If you're not, we can use a triple 20 Miracle Grow or the secret sauce fertilizer here that we sell. You can use an organic item like the chicken manure or your bone meal.
Okay, so these are all organic, huh?
Yeah, and then this is gypsum, which gives you sulfur and calcium, which a lot of gardens are lacking nowadays. So
it smells good.
Yeah. That one's okay. Don't smell this chicken manure.
Oh, don't smell that one.
But
it smells like our dog food.
This is the chicken manure is a good option. We like to sell it, because it does work. There's no question that anybody that remembers their grandfather getting manure from somewhere and putting it in their garden that was almost a half acre back in the day, knew their grandparents or aunts or uncles always had a successful garden, and so we sell it in little
smaller bags that make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, so soil is all very important to your home garden.
Can I smell this one? I want to.
It's kind of,
It just smells like.
It's not too bad.
It smells like puppy food.
Kinda.
Yeah,
sure.
It's not terrible.
But so soil is your soil is very important. Getting your plants spaced out correctly in the garden. That's important, if you're hopefully, I would love everybody to be planting a half-acre garden again, but that's not practical. So we would sell more plants. So that's why I say, kind of manage it. You got your raised garden and it's a 10 by 20 and, don't put 500 plants in there.
No, so how many, what's the spacing you think?
Everything's different.
Sure.
Tomatoes, you like a couple feet in between. Peppers, they can, you can get away with 17 inches, 12 inches. Your watermelons, you need 5 feet, so maybe that might not be practical to do in your garden. So, those are different things that
we need to consider as we're planning it out. Don't go nuts with buying everything. And as soon as you get home, make sure that you sing Italian songs to your plants.
And water them.
With
chicken manure.
Chicken manure. See, we've got it all taken care of out here. Angiuli's Farm Market in Canfield. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on Instagram. You guys are open 6-7 days a week.
7 days a week.
7 days a week till 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, the month of May and then 1st of June, we're here long hours because people want to come after work, grab their garden plants, and we're here.
It's never a dull moment.
Not here on the farm.
Never a dull moment.
Not on the farm.
Carl.
Thank you.
I hate that we have to wait till August for tomatoes.
I know.
Because that's that month is like my favorite.
But at least if you use some of that stuff, they're going to be good and it's going to be organic and really it makes a huge difference.
Make even bigger and better.
Big babies.
All right, speaking of big and great.
I was going to say, Rust City Church, they do so much. And our friend April, she had the chance to sit down with me right before one of their big food distributions to talk about how you can engage in a very simple way, whether it's on Wednesdays or Sundays. Well, on these beautiful summer days, there's nothing more beautiful than seeing people come together for a great reason. We have April Young. She is our director and our pastor of outreach here at Rush City. So,
yes.
Happy summer,
Happy
April.
summer. It's good to see you again.
We haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold outside. Last time we were spending some time together, we were sharing a few recipes for Thanksgiving off camera, and now on camera this time we are literally talking about Thanksgiving still.
Yes.
In our own special ways here.
Yes.
So for people that have, maybe missed the memo, when it comes to Wednesdays at Rush City Church, you guys do big, bold moves. So just give me a brief description of what happens on Wednesdays and why you're proud of it.
So on Wednesdays we volunteer and we do our weekly drive-through food giveaway. And we're not just giving away food, we're giving away diapers, we're giving away, sometimes if we get it from Project MKC, body wash, feminine health products, all those different items that people who are in need of can get here for free.
I like to see all of these community organizations working together to make sure that the stuff that they are getting and the donations are going to people that need them and they're not just sitting around. So I think that's just absolutely amazing on that note. We have done the ease of people being able to just get in line and get your stuff. There's no questions asked. There's no pre-paperwork. There's nothing like that, right?
Nope. You literally go park up, sit in your car. Our prayer team comes over, registers you, make sure they find out how many families are in your car, ask you if you need prayer, and then you drive through when we start and we load you up.
And the answer, is usually yes, right? I mean, if we're in a situation where we need some help, usually a prayer can go a very long way. And that brings me to the reason why we're standing here right now. For people who are in need, the ease of becoming involved is very simple. But for people who are saying, you know what, I need to do something where I can walk with my faith, that I can feel like I'm doing something that matters. But you know what? I don't have time to go on Sunday. And I want something that I can just do and feel good about it and then move on and get to the next thing. And I think that is what I am shocked by. People can come and do one or two specific things with you guys, and that can be their moment.
Yeah, so it's definitely a bucket filler for people. There's a local recovery program who comes out here regularly and volunteers. They join us for our rally, come out, pick a station that they want to be at. And I mean, just watching these men and women come out and get their buckets filled and have an opportunity to give back. And we get a chance to love on them as well, which is an amazing thing. A couple months ago, they came for outreach, and then they stayed to help fill Easter eggs and did karaoke and stuff with us. So, I mean, anybody can come.
And watching this unfold, your story unfold here for us on Valley Spotlight, I feel like those are the things that have taken me by surprise as we've been able to work together on so much, is to see the reaction from the people who maybe necessarily are not in need, but the reaction and the feeling that you walk away is profound, and it's very much alive and well here. So for people that want to get a hold of you guys, or what's the best website, what's the best way to even reach out to you, Miss Outreach Pastor?
So they want to go to rushcity.church, and you go to the link for outreach. If you want to come up and volunteer, you can come here at 5 o'clock. We start volunteering at that time. Usually runs for about an hour, and then we're done.
Yeah, see, 1 hour on Wednesdays. I know it's Sunday, but on Wednesdays, if you're thinking, you know what, that's that hour she's talking about, you heard it here first. So.
And we also do Sundays afternoons as well if they want to cook.
Okay, all right.
So we cook for the homeless on Sunday afternoons.
See? Always learning something new.
So they can
on
come
Sunday.
at 2 o'clock and meet us at the church. We'll start packaging up the food and we'll head out.
That's what my stepdad used to do.
It's a blessing. It really is.
It really is. Okay, well, on that note, we gotta go.
Yes.
Okay. Happy summer, sister.
Same to you.
All right. She is one of my favorite people.
Oh, fabulous.
I just adore her. I think that she is just, those cool people. You're one of them. We like you too.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
But you're welcome. It's just this show opens up so many doors.
All right, so here we are.
So here we are.
I never sat in front of a ramen noodle.
First one.
It's my first one.
The first thing you want to do, dip the spoon in and taste the broth as it is.
Okay. That's what I do. That's good. Mine is a chicken.
Yes, you have the chicken.
And I tried that though.
He tried mine before he tried his.
Pork
Go
tonkatsu.
figure. This is amazing.
And then at this point, there's no rules. You're free to add whatever you want. We have sriracha sauce. We have different sauces you could add into there. But the respective, let me try this the way that the chef prepared it, and then go to town. Put whatever you want.
So you could either, I mean, you can use chopsticks.
You should use chopsticks.
There's no rules.
I'm not going to make fun of anybody that can't use chopsticks, but you should use chopsticks. All right. You get a better slurp.
Do you twirl?
If you got to use a fork, you're going to have to twirl.
Okay.
So you get in there and then just slurp away.
Come here, baby.
All right. A ramen shop in Japan.
Come on over here.
Full of that noise.
Really?
Slurp.
Like it's okay to slurp?
Absolutely.
You've got your own bowl right
Slurping
here.
is considered, a sign to the chef that, hey, this is good.
This is so fun.
Sabina is so excited about this. Right, Bun?
It's also a misconception that it's impolite to put things on your chopsticks and not eat the whole bite. You can absolutely take bites, pick up the pork belly that's in here, take a bite out of it and set it back down.
Oh, you can.
Not rude at all.
Okay to double dip and all that stuff.
Well, with your own. They still don't like you dipping. You're not gonna.
No, you're not gonna do that. I would tell people the hours and how to get, because the hours switch around with everything.
So
the way
as
things
we've
are
been
going and how to
opening
find it too.
Yeah, we've been having limited hours, dine-in only. We have not started our carry-out yet. Like I said before, we've had about 1,400 people come out in the first 4 days. That's crazy. So to keep up, we're dine-in only. Okay. And our hours today will be open when we finish. Today.
Not today. Today's Sunday.
Today's Sunday, right? And
you're so busy, you can't keep track.
I know, I can't keep track of days. It was a busy weekend. Then we'll be open Monday at 11 a.m.
You will.
And we will stay open until 7 if I make enough broth. Yeah. And I will do my best to make sure that we can stay open until 7. And we'll continue those hours all the way through.
There's no sign over the building, so it's like if you're looking at the square from the south side to the north, it's on the top right corner.
Yeah, we are on the
opposite of Weston Main, like diagonal almost.
Yeah, almost exactly opposite, because we are in the building that sits on the corner of High Street and North Park, 176 North Park. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, Noodlefun Warren. You can find us on the web at noodlefunwarren.com. All that info is constantly updated for hours-wise. Our menu that changes. The different toppings on the ramens might change day to day, so I update that as well.
And a big thank you to Steel Light International for making this portion of our show possible. Weston Maine, you guys are a huge fan of them over there as well.
Everything on the shelves over there.
Yeah, amazing stuff. And if you want to catch up with our show, valleyspotlight.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the whole 9. Sabina, she always gives her 1 out of 10.
Well,
what do you
think,
Bean?
It's
a 10.
Good for you.
Wow.
I was a little nervous.
I didn't know that was going to happen.
Her expectations are very high. They are. Bean, you were so looking forward to this, weren't you? More like 100.
Oh.
Neat.
There you go.
That's never happened.
Thank you very much.
That's never happened. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for having us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Now, class, Mr. Tiger will show us how Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes cereal starts out.
Is a flake real?
It's a cornfield. Kellogg's toast corn into golden flakes and adds a secret frosting. Helps keep them extra crunchy and delicious. It's part of your good breakfast and tastes.
I know, great! Sit down, breakfast with Tony, and you'll discover why it's great.
Mr. Tiger, you're wonderful.
Oh, shucks.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.